Films, the podcast where we watch bad films so you don't have to. I'm Gary, and with me is Jay.
Hello.
Well, there we go. So usually I get Jay to tell me something to watch, but I flipped the tables on him today. I constructed a cubic table, and I said, hey, let's go see the Minecraft movie.
Yeah, Gary sprung this on me about an hour ago.
Yeah, it's good, wasn't it? I said, look, there's a screening near us. There's nobody in it.
Which was a factor for me.
Now, this is interesting because I'm going into this a little bit knowing what I'm in for a couple of reasons. I must have played, 10 hours of Minecraft in my life, which isn't a lot. But I have two children, both of which have lived up through Minecraft. My 15-year-old went to see Minecraft at the weekend with a friend, absolutely loved it, said it was amazing, said, Dad, you've got to see this, it could even work on your podcast. So I know what I'm letting myself in for. I'm also a sucker for a Jack Black vehicle, so I'm all over that. But I'm interested to know, Jay, what do you know about Minecraft and how much of it can you summarise on the back of this particular postage stamp?
Everything looks like cubes.
It's a good start.
It's everywhere. I know nothing about it. God, there's so many huge chunks of modern culture that I don't know anything about, isn't there? And I don't care to know. But you're forcing me to know. I actually... my friend has got a child, and I've been around my friend and his child in the last couple of weeks, and the child has been playing Minecraft in front of me. So I now have seen what Minecraft is on a screen. Why anyone would play it, I don't know. It looks rubbish.
Oh, that is harsh, blood. Now, it's a kind of a Lego mentality about it, essentially. I see. You have an open... there's multiple ways to play it, but the most people play it in a Lego style place where you can just build whatever you want, construct stuff. There's no danger, etc., etc. There is story and a survival, but that's by the by. Really what it's about is that sandbox mode of being able to create, all of Middle-earth in Minecraft if you want to.
I see.
There's lots to it. Did you not even enjoy the ambient sounds and music? There's a lot of ambient sound in there that if I put on when there's sort of people in their late teens, early 20s, they go all misty-eyed. Yeah.
No, but this is why we're doing this podcast together. If we both knew exactly what we were talking about, I mean, none of us know what we're talking about, but, it's good to get the two sides of the coin sometimes with these things.
Indeed, indeed. So we are literally sat outside the cinema right now, which we haven't done since Tenet, way back when, which we had to wear masks before we were allowed to go into the cinema, if you remember. So this is going to be interesting. We are going to go watch the film. You guys listen to the trailer. We'll be right back, and we can tell Jay exactly how wrong he was.
Don't worry! I'm gonna cushion our fall with this water bucket! Release! In the overworld,
wow,
anything you can dream about, you can create.
So they built all this?
Yeah, most of it.
Hold on.
that thing doesn't understand a word you're saying.
We're talking.
Life here was perfect. Until one day, flint and steel, we came across the Nether. A place with no joy or creativity at all. You! What are you making? Oh! If they get their way, this beautiful world and everything in it will wither and die.
Bio con Dios. It means goodbye, brother.
No, it doesn't.
Don't look at her. It does.
If we want to save this world, creativity is key to survival. Now what? Elytra wingsuits.
Bye-bye. Those things work, right?
Absolutely. Coming in hot!
my gosh, I'm so sorry.
This place makes no sense. Let's do this.
They want me to fight the chicken?
Chicken jockey!
Oh no, not again. Oh my God, are you all right? Your head is huge.
Well, that was the trailer for a Minecraft movie, which we have literally just come out of the cinema for. And I just need to add that that cinema trip was kindly paid for by Kate, who donated some money to the podcast over on Ko-fi. That's Ko-fi, ko-fi.com/WWBFpod. Various links in the description if you need that. Thank you very much. That enabled us to not feel like we were throwing money at the Minecraft movie. You've watched the trailer. I'm going to attempt to recap the events of the film before we talk about it. The events of the film, the titular Steve, played by Jack Black, in a very hurried montage at the beginning, tells us how he is basically trapped in Minecraft world from the real world. Some orphaned kids, of course they're orphans, moved to this new town for reasons not worth going into. Team up with Garrison Garbage Man Gangagugu, I can't remember his name, played by Jason Momoa, accidentally get teleported to the Minecraft world along with Tasty from Orange is the New Black, and they go on the biggest MacGuffin hunt to get the cube from Maldosia, and through various Minecraft flavoured things, they succeed and get back to the real world. Yes. So Jay, what do you want to say about a Minecraft movie?
God. Did you just remember that just from watching it?
Yeah.
Wow. You did better than I could have done.
Bearing in mind, I'm thinking I've got to remember this to say it on the podcast in a bit, because I don't have IMDb in front of me or other resources. Often when we watch films, we're at home, so I can scribble things down.
I know, we're raw dogging this.
Yeah, well, you might be.
We've got no help from the internet here. Well, I am exhausted.
There wasn't many chances to breathe, were there? I'll tell you what you can't say. That was not dull.
No, but it's it should have been called a hyperactive movie. Oh my God! Could I have 2 minutes with people not screaming at me on screen?
So, I mean, as hinted at in the intro, I have children. Jay does not. So therefore, I've been subjected to roughly 25 years of family films. So I know broadly what I'm in for. Whereas Jay, like a clever person, ignores all family fodder unless he has reason to. Was it fair to say that was a sugar rush attack of the senses, Jay?
Oh my God, it was insane. It was insane. It was like maybe like having a fit would be like having. I felt like checking to see if I was foaming at the mouth. There was so much coming at me, visually, sonically.
Do you wish you'd seen it in 3D?
Oh God. Yeah.
I think they have brought back a 3D showing for that.
Oh God, everything would be cubes and I couldn't. It made me feel sick. I couldn't. Do you remember, Gary, when you tried to make me do VR in your house and I almost vomited after about 3 minutes? And that's what I felt like.
Well, yes. Where'd you start having a look at this film from? So, as I said again in the intro, I've been able to look at Minecraft askance for a while and vaguely know. And if I drop some references here and I'm wrong, gang, feel free to correct me. But I'm just saying I spotted that there were references to the Minecraft YouTuber that passed away, Technoblade. I saw current Minecraft YouTubers, LD Shadow Lady, Mumbo. I could be making stuff up. Jay would have no idea. And
You're just speaking in tongues.
and there were so many references to things that were put in to show fan service and references, which I can't argue that it wasn't a film that was... Let me say that again. It's a film definitely for Minecraft fans. You know, they're putting all the stuff just to let you know you're watching a Minecraft movie. How did all that stuff slide past you? Because there wasn't a lot of stopping to explain any of that, was there?
No.
Even to the point of how they mine and place blocks was just kind of thrown in there, wasn't it?
Literally. I can't explain to you how not the target audience I feel on so many levels. Even before the film started and we were watching the adverts and trailers, it was all for toys, nappies and Minecraft stuff. And I realised, it's for children, isn't it? And I don't know what Minecraft is. I don't watch children's programs or films. I don't know what's going on. So I was very out of my wheelhouse.
Yeah, the adverts for Pampers and squeezy juices in bottles, I think.
but
Probably the first time we've ever seen either of those products.
Yeah, but there was a lot of Minecraft related tie-ins with like McDonald's and things like that.
Yeah.
I was very surprised. Obviously, I don't know what's going on. Obviously, it's a huge deal, isn't it? And it's definitely not for people who don't know what Minecraft is, because there is a token explanation of a few things dotted through, but really it's just a race through the Minecraft world, isn't it? I imagine.
Yeah, and you know, we can't be salty about this because it's very much our generation that sort of legitimised all this stuff. And I thought of one example while we were watching it. You know, I had a few spare seconds to think about this and thinking, this is like all the stuff, and if I was heavy into Minecraft, I'd be loving this. And I know properties in the past have not treated the source material well. I thought of, good one for us, the He-Man and the Masters of the Universe film, which is not a terrible film, but it's not very He-Man, is it? Starters, sod this, let's go straight to Earth, so we don't have to bother with Eternia. And the characters will dress them completely differently to the cartoon, and therefore you don't recognise them.
Yeah, that, yes. Although I loved that film when I saw it, but yeah, that's because Canon Films made it and they didn't want to spend any money on it. But
that wasn't an uncommon thing, right?
No, because also, if we're talking about films based on computer games, what about the first Super Mario Brothers film, which sort of has very little to do with Super Mario? It doesn't look like it. It doesn't feel like it.
Well, J-Dog, I've still never seen it.
Well,
and it's
okay.
been on our list for such a long time.
We'll have to do it then, won't we?
So that'll need to come up in a future season. But I'm aware, obviously, it kind of looks a bit grey and grimy and...
Yeah.
So we'll get to that.
Also, I've been delving back into 2000 AD stuff recently. The first Judge Dredd film, when in the first 10 minutes they take off Judge Dredd's helmet. What I'm trying to say is, people making the film who have no idea about the property they're
No,
making
they've
a
just
film
got the license, okay, and let's tack it on to generic film 546. I mean, this still was generic film 546, but it was dripping Minecraft. You know, there is no question that they've squeezed every part of Minecraft out of it that they can, which prompts Jack Black to say a lot of proper nouns just while he's in the film. Slime cube! And just throwing a slime cube.
Is that what they do in the game?
I mean, you can do that, yes.
I mean, Jack Black in this film was...
Yeah, let's talk about Jack Black. I before you start, I said in the intro, I like Jack Black. If you like Jack Black, you get a lot of Jack Black in this film doing Jack Black, who feels like he's being fed his lines one at a time, but he delivers them in the Jack Black way. Full volume, wiggly fingers, which both of us did several times during the film, and twiddly eyebrows.
Yeah, but to a point which is almost sort of dangerous for your health. He's so Jack Black, and if you're not up for it...
No.
You won't enjoy it. But also, his job in the film seems to be Mr. Exposition.
Oh, 100%. So many of his lines are just like, let's go over there and get a crystal, and then we need to fight some things. And a lot of his shots, when he's speaking, are from the back of his head. Clearly, they've looped it in afterwards when they realise it didn't make any sense.
No, it still doesn't make any sense to me.
It's
just Jack Black shouting nonsense to me on the screen
It is
for 2 hours.
Such a MacGuffin hunt, this film. It's pure distilled MacGuffinism, this particular film.
A MacGuffin movie.
It is a MacGuffin movie, yes. It is. I'm sure our viewers know. Can you clue people in what a MacGuffin is, in case they don't?
Yes, it comes from, I think most famously, Alfred Hitchcock would use the term MacGuffin for an object usually in a story which everyone is talking about. It's really important to the characters, but really all it is doing, it could be anything. It could be a suitcase, it could be a statue. All it is doing is making the characters go from one scene to the next. It's just driving the narrative, but the actual object itself is not important.
No, it's an excuse for the film to exist, really, isn't it?
You could say the Tesseract in the Marvel films, the Golden Idol in Raiders of the Lost Ark, the Ark itself probably in the Raiders of the Lost Ark, things like that. Often James Bond films are sort of based around MacGuffins.
Yeah, exactly. And films like this, family films, kids films, very heavily driven by the MacGuffin. You know, we need this object, etc. Anyway, so yeah, plenty of that. So Jack Black gives you the 100% Jack Black experience, including some songs. I must confess, in our house we've been singing a lot of chicken la la lava, which I've said the wrong way around quite a lot this week. La la lava, chicken. Ooh, mama, see the night ringing the bell. And more. I think Jack Black probably just said, I'm going to write some songs for this, after his success of Peaches in the not Super Mario Brothers film you were just talking about.
God. I'm just wondering if he's now got a contract where he says, I must sing and co-write some songs for the film you want me to be in. Yeah, I'm thinking, am I entertained by Jack Black in this film? I don't really know what the hell he's talking about for most of it, so... It's like a fever dream that I woke up in. That it's almost like, Gary, I had this weird dream last night about Jack Black, and he was singing all these songs about a complete load of nonsense that in this cube world that I seem to be walking through for about 2 hours. Do you remember that?
Well, speaking of Jack Black singing about nonsense, let's regale the listeners with the fact that we went to see Jack Black a long time ago.
We did.
We went to go and see Tenacious D at the London Astoria, RIP, 24 years ago. And I think we had a whale of a time, didn't we? It was a full acoustic set.
Yes.
And who else did you bump into in the gents?
Was it Dave Grohl?
It was Dave Grohl, who was credited in this film as well.
He was. He helped to do, at least play some of the music. I did say to Gary, let's stay and watch the credits. I want to see who's writing the music. So
such a J thing to do. There were quite a few musical credits, weren't there?
Yeah. The score, yes. There's Mark Ronson co-writes some songs.
Yeah, that was a surprise.
Some of the members.
Nice little payday. Queens of the Stone Age, yes.
Mark Mothersbaugh did the score.
Now I know that name. Who is that?
Well, he was in a band called Devo.
Yes, yes.
Ding, 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 bing,
Whip
ding,
it good.
ding, ding.
Yeah.
But also, probably most famously for people these days, did the music to Rugrats. And the score is doing a lot of work. I mean, everyone's doing a lot of hard work in this film. I mean, some of the acting a bit too hard, but I mean, the sound, the music, it's good. So there's a lot going on visually. I mean, I would say some of the scenery is quite arresting, quite well done.
Some of the scenery is quite arresting.
Oh, yeah,
You're reaching now.
I'm trying my best here.
I think most of the thing you say about the scenery was like you nudged me and said, I think that's New Zealand.
Oh, yeah. Well, that is when they go when they start off in the real world, and they're obviously pretending it's meant to be America, right? But I've been to New Zealand so often, and I've spent quite a lot of time in the last year in New Zealand, that as soon as I saw the scenery, I was like, that is definitely New Zealand. And then some of the New Zealand actors pop up in it.
Mm-hmm.
And then in
the classic Jermaine Clement is
yeah,
around.
he's doing his thing. Got quite a good accent. And then in the credits you see all these New Zealand names and... Yes, it's filmed in New Zealand, so I win New Zealand points.
Speaking of New Zealand points, I got huge Lord of the Rings vibes from several areas.
Me too.
Like the entire prologue, whilst
Yes.
it was no Kate Blanchett, it was Jack Black. Well, one day I went to a mine. And, but my God, did that belt along, that prologue? If you think about all the information Peter Jackson and co. were condensing into that prologue, and everybody agrees it's a great job he did. Jared Hess does a great job condensing a lot of information of that, but I thought most of it was unnecessary, if I'm honest. I don't really know why we need to know a great deal of this. This reeks of the first draft that was never tweaked.
It did feel like some parts of it did feel like probably when they first met in a pub to discuss, shall we do Lord of the Rings? What shall we have in it? And like on the back of a napkin they write out, well, we need to have these bits in the prologue, we need to have this bit here. Yeah, and also you're right, I don't need a prologue to explain the Minecraft world if you're just going to do it half-assed. And because also most people wanting to see this film will know the Minecraft world and won't need to explain.
Well, my suspicion then is...
Are they doing it for me? Because I didn't
Yeah.
understand one thing that was going on.
Actually for you.
Yes, because
Just like Janet Jackson, it was all for you. Oh no! I think it's because there's quite a long then delay before you get into Minecraft world, and I wonder if we need to make sure we show a bit of Minecraftiness before we spend time in the boring old human world, setting up characters that is not really needed.
I didn't understand. Why did it start in the real world? Why don't they just make a Minecraft film where it's all just in Minecraft world? Why do they have to start it in the real world? So, and it starts with Jack Black, and literally 5 minutes race by, and he's telling you all these things, and then he ends up in the Minecraft world, blah blah blah. And then he doesn't appear in it for another like half an hour, 40 minutes.
Yeah.
Jason Momoa turns up. You just think, Jason Momoa and a couple of these kiddie winks turn up. You just think, am I still watching the Minecraft film?
So Jason Momoa, who I noticed had an exec producer credit.
Yes, he did.
So I imagine, no evidence for this, wrote up his role quite a lot. Because he's overwritten as hell. He was an 80s... scrolling beat-em-up champion. There is no such thing. Those games never attracted that kind of audience.
And also, youngsters watching this now.
Now, they're references I can get, because it's definitely River City Rampage, a little bit of Final Fight, and another one called Vendetta, that they've definitely crossbred into that. I've probably thought more about that than they have.
I didn't understand everything that you just said.
Doesn't matter. It's not. Nobody else does.
I am going to say something quite outrageous here.
What?
I think Jason Momoa's character brought nothing to this film and could have done without him at all.
I would actually say you don't need Jason Momoa's character. You don't need Tasty. Sorry, I don't know her name. The animal wrangler.
The loud woman in a shell suit.
And I don't think you even probably need the sister.
The sister, she was like a set dressing. She had nothing to do.
I think someone drummed their fingers on the table and said,
Not a lot
of girls in this, are there? How are we going to attract the girls into this?
Yeah, well, the lead boy, I actually quite like the lead boy.
He's all right.
And why can't it be
Tough gig.
Why can't it be the lead boy and Jack Black? But why couldn't it have been a lead girl?
Oh, well, it doesn't really matter.
Or a lead boy and girl, and they're always together.
Yeah. But they split them up because they couldn't think of enough scenes to write together.
Oh my God! By the time that happened, so I would say about 2/3 of the way through the film, it was sort of making some sort of chunky, trundling along narrative sense for me, broad strokes, until it got to that middle section, or like 2/3 in, where the team splits up and one of them goes to a manor house, or they're having like a wrestling match. I can't obviously we were in a cinema, and I can't just sort of look at you, grab you, and say, "What the hell is going on?"
But you did do that.
Well,
You
maybe-
did say.
I did.
Have they cut a bit out here? And it does feel like they have cut a bit out there.
Well, I had to do something though, because what on earth was going on? I felt like it completely derailed 2/3 of the way through. So the team split up, and like the two girls go off and do what? Nothing really. They find a dog, and then it hard cuts to Jason Momoa, Jack Black, having a wrestling match. And I whispered to you, "Do they do this in the actual game?" You said,
Oh, that's right.
"No." Right.
So, you've talked about talking to me during the film. Obviously, we are nice cinema patrons and we don't just talk during a film. That was a little whispered. And that is the very scene that causes a lot of online distress. That's the chicken jockey scene. It's
Well,
known
because of the narrative structure, people just were.
Yes, it's
people
because
go
of the
fo-
narrative structure, you ponce. No, it's the one that drives people bananas and where people start throwing stuff everywhere. That did not happen in our screening. Jay, who else was in our screening?
Well, mainly it was us. And then probably 2 minutes into the film, some bloke walked in, sat down and fell asleep.
Literally did.
And then a couple of teenagers sort of moped in about 10 minutes afterwards. And it was just 5 people.
Yeah, to be fair, this is a Tuesday after a bank holiday weekend. It's very late, so it's not like prime time. I'm not surprised. And
We don't live in LA, guys.
what?
We don't live in LA.
What?
We don't live in we don't live in New York.
You were going to say New Zealand again, weren't you? So yeah, this one guy fell asleep. He was about our age, and I suspect he just didn't want to look after the kids tonight. So he went to the cinema by himself to have a nap. I could see from where we were sitting, his eyes were closed, and he did the whole head nodding thing where he suddenly jerks himself awake, and that's when I nudged you and said, "He's going to sleep."
I mean,
And to be fair, the kids in front of us, I would say they're 18, 19, something like that. Good as gold. I didn't see a flash of a phone. I expected them to jump up and do the whole flint and steel thing, but they didn't. They certainly didn't bring a live chicken with them into the the film.
God,
So-
if that happened, Gary, I would not have been happy.
Really?
I would not. No, thank the Lord that didn't happen. I did wonder what the guy was doing on his own watching Minecraft.
It's
I mean,
an odd choice.
you've shoehorned me into this.
Yeah.
You've said, right, we're going to go and watch this, and we're going to go and record a podcast about it. I'm like, oh, here we go. So
We can always say we're watching it ironically.
yes.
And if
What was
nothing
that
else,
guy doing? He was sleeping through it, ironically.
maybe he's recording a podcast.
Maybe
in a car round the corner from us.
Maybe he's a critic.
He did look a bit like Mark Kermode. Yeah. So it was a quiet screening, shall we say? Very very peaceful screening.
Apart from the film itself.
Yes, the film was not peaceful. The film. I'm surprised he could sleep through it actually, because it's a little noisy.
It just doesn't stop, does it? I suppose
It's an onslaught.
It just does not stop. Yeah, it was quite draining after a while because I don't know what's going on really, and people just don't stop screaming at the audience.
Yeah.
Jack Black, Jason Momoa, his character is so annoying. Would you not say?
I didn't think he was annoying. Old Khal Drogo, I thought he was all right.
His character is so annoying.
I quite liked his Randy Savageness.
He looked like
That did
Randy
it for
Savage.
me. Ooh yeah.
Really, the only character that didn't annoy me was the young boy. His sister was annoying because she was ineffectual. The other woman was annoying because she was basically a female Jack Black, just sort of shouting at the screen. I also like Jack Black, but my God, he was really pushing the limits for me.
Oh, he was turned all the way up.
Yes, he was. But also just like I said earlier, just the continual exposition of Jack Black shouting at me was wearing me down.
So, I mean, this was a loud, noisy film aimed, to be blunt, at children, people a lot younger than us.
Yes.
And, we acknowledge that we are not the target audience. What I will say is there are family films that can do it all. Jay, have you ever seen the Lego Movie?
I have seen the Lego Movie, yeah, the first one.
Yeah.
Yeah, I
or the
enjoyed...
Batman one. I think both that and the Batman one are very, very funny.
They are. I enjoyed the Lego movie. I've seen, as an adult, children's films. Maybe not at the cinema, because that's weird, but I have seen children's films, and also I was a child and I've seen children's films. I don't remember watching children's films which are as annoying and inane as this one. I mean, I took my friend's son to the cinema a couple of weeks ago to watch, I'm going to say, Dogman. Is that a thing?
No. What do you mean, Dogman?
Dogman. Man-dog. Okay.
Maybe you're right, and this one's passed me by.
We'll
and
have
I'm
to
gonna
get
look
Anthony
like an idiot.
Daniels in after us to see
I'll
it.
go call Anthony Daniels.
Well,
and
I
he
definitely
can-
watched a film a couple of weeks
Called
ago.
Dogman.
Yes, it was a cartoon.
Hi there, Anthony Daniels here, Tony D to friends. You might remember me as C-3PO in Ralph Breaks the Internet, or footage reused in the Flim Flam and Gorky show. Indeed, there is a film called Dogman from 2025 that Gary somehow hasn't seen or been aware of. TTFN.
And I took my friend's 9-year-old child to go and see it, and it was entertaining. Is it going to be award-winning? No. Am I ever going to want to watch it ever again? No. But did it have narrative structure? Did it make sense? And was it entertaining? Yes. Was the Minecraft movie? No.
Oh, hang on. Whoa. So you have the three things there. Did it have a narrative structure?
Well, I mean, yeah, okay, technically it did. But did I understand it or follow it? No.
Did it have a narrative?
Yeah. What else did it
Was
have?
was it entertaining?
Was it entertaining? I don't know. I'm on the fence about that. Yeah, you're right. It wasn't boring.
It was definitely not boring.
But you know, for 2 hours, someone screaming in your face with day glow lights flashing, talking absolute inane rubbish that you don't understand for 2 hours. That it's not boring, but my God, it's draining.
Well, after that little rant, Jay, it falls upon me to say, would you recommend a Minecraft movie? By the way, a Minecraft movie implies this is one of many. Look forward to the rest.
Yeah, well, we all know that it's made an absolute ton of money.
It
so
has.
there's going to be Minecraft cinematic universes probably coming, and I can't.
Yeah, we're all filling up Satya Nadella's pension pot.
Look, I'm totally fine with having huge chunks of global culture that I don't interact with or understand happening in front of me. That's totally fine. I just would like my films to be less in your face, noisy, saccharine, and just inane. So, and I also totally understand I am not the target audience, but like I said, I have seen children's films as an adult and been able to enjoy them, you know, things like The Incredibles and stuff. So,
Incredibles very good. 20 odd years ago, mind.
20 odd years ago, yes. But I don't know, there's an art to doing children's films which are also quite clever and have peaks and troughs. This was none of that.
Yeah.
This was, let's get a can of Dago paint, splash it in your face while screaming at you. And I'm aware that Planet Earth doesn't care what I'm about to say and has already ignored me. But I do not recommend a Minecraft movie. It's incredibly annoying.
I don't think Jay liked it.
No.
I would say if you have a hint of Minecraft in your life and you just want to be fan serviced, this film will do it for you. If you are a fan of Jack Black when he's in full-on Jack Black mode, this will do it for you. Other than that, it's all right. Like Jay says, it's very shouty, kind of nonsensical because Jack Black just shouts the plot at you and shouts nouns to say what he's doing. It is very much tell, don't show, this film. They have the weakest plot about actually creativity is amazing, y'all, and it doesn't matter that our mum and dad have died. Our mum's died. Dad never mentioned, just the mum's died.
Oh, it's so
and
paper
actually,
thin.
sister can look after you. Sisters!
That was paper thin, all of that subplot. Just, yeah. I would say not bother with any of that.
Okay, well, a mixed review then, I think it's fair to say, between the two of us. Well, I hope you enjoyed that. We do love to hear from you guys, so feel free if you've got films you want us to watch, or you want to tell us about how wrong we were and what ridiculous reference I missed when trying to list off references earlier, then you can contact us at wewatchbadfilms@gmail.com. You can find us on Instagram at wewatchbadfilms. If, like loyal supporter Kate, you want to throw us some money to go see more terrible, terrible films or rentals, you can do that at kofi.com/wwbfpod. All these links are down below in the downstairs department. But all that remains for me to say is thank you for watching, Jay. Thank you for letting me drag you out on a Tuesday evening very late to go and watch the Minecraft movie.
No problem. I'm going to have my mind wiped after this.
Just like C-3PO. Oh, thank the maker. Okay, well, thank you very much, Jay, and goodbye.
Goodbye.
Bye.